Welcome to the channel. My name is Matisse. Today we're going to talk about the White Bishop, Donald Pierce, a old school X-Men villain, the leader of the Reavers, a serious pain in the butt for Wolverine. So without further ado, let's get into this. So Donald is a normal human who started off with a couple of cybernetic implants. You know, we never got a proper origin for the White Bishop, even though he's like a pretty big villain on the X-Men side of the Marvel Universe. So we never find out why he got those first cybernetic implants in the first place, especially how he lost his arm. I might be totally wrong about this, but the thing is that progressively Donald Pierce has become more and more machine, to the point that I think that Donald Pierce nowadays has virtually no human left in him. He's all machine. So for his powers and abilities, his intelligence is normal, his strength is superhuman class 10, speed enhanced human, actually stamina, durability, agility, and reflexes also, they're all enhanced human. Now for fighting skills, the character sheet establishes that Donald is a fairly good combatant. And now for other superhuman physical powers, it is established that, at least when this character sheet came out, his cybernetic limbs can provoke electric shocks. He can also shoot this electricity over very short distances. Also, if any telepath tries to go into his mind, he can actually produce like this psychic feedback that really hurts them. Also, as time progressed with Donald Pierce, he sort of gained like technomorphing abilities, like his limbs can stretch, or he can make blades out of his hands and do stuff like that. Also, he can interface with machines and computers. Probably the most extreme version that we got of this was the Donald Pierce of the Age of Apocalypse. Now, the White Bishop's first appearance was in Uncanny X-Men issue 129. But he really didn't do anything up until Uncanny X-Men issues 132 to 134, where he's with the Hellfire's Inner Circle battling against the X-Men, and he gets defeated by Colossus. And here we discover that he has cybernetic limbs, because I think Colossus actually rips off one of his arms, or he totally breaks it. Then we have Marvel graphic novel issue 4, where we have Donald Pierce working with future members of the Reavers, Cole, Macon, and Reese, where they try to kidnap Professor Xavier and Tessa to take revenge on everything that went down with the Hellfire Club. And in this story, what happens is Donald Pierce is defeated by the New Mutants, and he ends up being expelled from the Hellfire Club. Then we have Uncanny X-Men issues 251 to 253, where we have Donald Pierce becoming a member of the Reavers, and he actually becomes the leader of the team. And he's able to take back the Reavers' original base in Australia, kicking out the X-Men. This is a really classic story arc where we have the Reavers actually crucify Wolverine. This whole story arc actually ends the Australian era of the X-Men. Then we have Uncanny X-Men issues 254 to 255, when the Reavers attack Muir Island, where not only they battle against the local mutants, they have to deal with Freedom Force 2. Then in Wolverine Volume 2, issues 37 to 39, Donald Pierce actually creates LCD and Albert, the cyborg Wolverine. You know, one of the first comic books that I ever got back when I was a kid was that confrontation that Wolverine had with Albert, where he ends up riding on a stealth bomber. I freaking love that character. Then we have Uncanny X-Men issue 281, when most of the Reavers are killed in the attack of Trevor Fitzroy when he returns to the present day of the Marvel Universe. Part of that whole story arc where Trevor Fitzroy is trying to make his move and win in this competition run by the Game Master, and he was part of the Upstarts. So at least on this character sheet, we do not have any more appearances for this character. So I always wondered why Marvel, at least to my knowledge, has never really developed this character, even though he always feels like a legitimate threat to the X-Men. So we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.